Good Monday morning! It's the main event. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you know him as Grogu, folks. Making his presence back on the show here. Oh, there's somebody else here as well. Sparky. Sparky's here also.
Look at you. You
And
went
then-
back in the storeroom and found what
well,
you needed.
Ethan found it back there.
Okay.
But most importantly, folks, 17-year NFL veteran, three-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys, and he's just sitting around wondering. We're just all wondering if he was coming in today. We were wondering if he was just going to take the day off randomly. And I can tell you this, folks, around here, people have just gotten tired of him taking random days off around here as well. Dale Hellestrae's here, everybody.
Well, Stephen, I'm here somehow, some way. I took treatment, took some drugs this morning.
You the wind at your back all weekend made you sore?
Got a shot, had to drive all the way out to freaking Apache Junction.
I know. About noon, I was like, oh, I forgot about that. I was going to drive out to Prospect Park and just wave at Dale and welcome him to the Far East Valley, and I forgot all about it.
Tell you what, it's probably been 20 years since I've been out to Apache Junction.
Changed a lot.
It has changed a lot.
Yeah.
There's some nice areas out there.
Wait until they finish. It's always been nice up against the mountain. It's always been nice.
Okay.
But no, wait till they finish. What is that? Maine right there, whatever that. Wait till they finish that construction. You're gonna just see all these businesses pop up. It's gonna be nice out there now. Oh no, there's always been money out by the mountain.
Okay.
It's
Well, then go Canyon out there a little bit.
That's another like 10 miles.
Okay.
Not 10 miles out there. Yeah.
No, it was. I don't understand why you always make fun of Apache Junction people, but it was
I don't make
like a
fun
nice
of it. It's where I
area.
get my meth. For cheap.
Wow. That was a cheap shot. My goodness.
Oh, accurate.
I'd never drive to Apache Junction.
I do. I drive to Apache Junction. Well, I used to drive through there all the time when I could be on my way to the lake with the boat and towed.
How long has it been that you've had a boat?
Well, I technically still have one. I never take it out. My dad and my sister and my brother take it out more than I do nowadays.
Okay.
But but I haven't had a boat since before COVID. I sold it right before COVID happened. Actually, that was kind of a weird time to sell it. Yeah. I used to have a pontoon boat.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I have a friend that I just got tired of working on it all the time. That was the problem. But yeah, no, it's gorgeous out there. You survived. Good for you. You survived Apache Junction.
I did, and I was surprised, and a lot of kids showed up. Fun morning, but when you get in your car and you see maps on a Saturday morning, see an hour and 10 minutes.
Was it an hour and 10 minutes from your house?
Not.
I'd say.
I also
45 minutes at the
I
most.
also found out my car, when you put it in cruise control, steers itself.
Oh, you just learned that now?
Yeah.
That's a new technology.
I still can't figure out how to get my interior lights on, but
That's a fun thing to have until you go into turns. Then it gets a little hairy.
and that's where I turned because that's where I figured out because going on the upper 202, there's a lot of winding turns and whatever, and I'm like fighting the steering wheel. I'm like, what is going on here? So I took my hands out. There was not anybody on the road.
Yeah.
And
It's
so
Saturday morning early. There's
and
nobody.
I took my hands out of the steering wheel. It's like it just stayed right in the middle. And then
So that's actually where I learned it. So in my car, I'm sitting there going on the straight line, just perfect, just right on the lines.
Yeah.
And then it goes to one of those turns, and they're not sharp turns; they're little freeway turns,
Right.
And all of a sudden, I'm bouncing off both sides of the white line, going back and forth. I'm like hanging on for dear life, trying to cancel it. It's an interesting. Well, good. See, you learned something coming out to the East Valley.
Yeah. So it's good morning, good turnout, a bunch of great kids and
Good.
parents. And
Yeah, I
all
did.
that.
Friday night, I was like, I'm going to get up in the morning. I'm just going to cruise out there and just drive by, check it out, see what's going on, just to be kind of funny about it. And I forgot all about it. Like 12:30, I was like, oh, shoot, I forgot. Dale's staying.
Well, around 11 o'clock, I was getting ready to head back, and I was going to call you, and then I said, Steve's not going to take my call on a Saturday morning. He knows I'm in the area.
I was probably playing Call of Duty at that moment or something.
And you went and saw your favorite movie ever?
Oh my God, I did. It was amazing. We're gonna do our test movie review here today. Trying to get an intro and stuff together and whatnot. But I'll just tell you guys right now. If you like fun old fashioned movies, you gotta go see Masters of the Universe.
Really?
Just absolute fun time. Lot of like I grew up obviously with G.I. Joe and Masters, He-Man and those cartoons and stuff on Saturday mornings. So it's nostalgic to me and stuff like that. So they had a lot of funny things that kind of, around the show that kind of, I just enjoyed it. But even if you're not, up on the lore and all that, it's a really good movie. It's just fun. It moves fast. The action scenes, it doesn't take itself seriously. Like, it almost makes fun of itself all the time. Skeletor has some funny jokes, he's not that typical bad guy. Like, he's just he doesn't take himself too seriously as the bad dude. And, the guy that plays He-Man, he can be annoying at times and stuff like that, but it was just a good old fashioned.
And now, did you remember to untie Autumn since you drug her with you?
She texted me on Friday before I could talk to her, and she goes, "When are we going to the movies this weekend?" She wanted to see it more than I did, Dale. Don't you understand that?
Who's the other guy that's supposed to go with you that turned you down?
Ethan. Yeah, and he's like, "Well, Supergirl comes out in a couple weeks, and I hate the Superman movies. Hate them." And I'm like, "Oh, good. Find somebody else to go." Now we've established that you're not going to go see my movies you don't want to see. I don't want to go see those crappy cartoon comic book movies ever again.
But did I just hear him talking that he might go with some friends?
No, good. Let's make it happen. I'm bitter now.
That's your boy.
Thought there were a lot of bad movies with that kid. And then afterwards you go, "Was it good?" And I go, "Yeah, it was. You would have enjoyed it, actually. It was a lot of fun."
Well, yeah, and he gets to spend some time with Pops.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He doesn't care about that.
Jeez.
He's 18. I only exist when I pay for stuff.
Oh.
When the wallet comes out nowadays.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, other than that, I don't exist. But it was a really good movie. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend. It was just like, a best way for me to describe it would be, it was like your typical 80s like action movie and stuff like that. All it was missing was like the giant montages with music and everything. It was so great.
Okay.
It was so great. I had so much fun. It was so much fun. And I don't think you have to know the lore and stuff like that. It's just an entertaining movie. That's all I can say about it. I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to get into like plot details, which it's not deep, folks. It's Masters of the Universe. It's not deep. I did see like several reviews going into it beforehand. And like people were like, "Well, the main character's story doesn't flush out properly, and we don't get enough character depth. I wanted to learn more about this character." And I'm just sitting there like, "All right, movie review loser, settle down. It's literally Masters of the Universe." He's expecting freaking Goodfellas or something out here. So go see it, Dale. Or at least wait for video. You should see it. I did. One of my favorite parts that I haven't seen anybody talk about. Product placement in movies just annoy me. Like, I'm almost to the point where, like, if you're holding the Pepsi bottle with the label out while you're drinking it, to do, it almost makes me not want to use the product because I'm like, that's stupid and lame. Like, nobody does that. So it bothers me. But this is Amazon owns MGM Studios now, and they had the best product placement ever, and it was so subtle, so subtle. So like, there's this bad guy on Earth, and he's like running through it or whatever. And literally, this Amazon truck just runs into this other vehicle. That's all. You only see it for a second. And I was just like, that was the best product placement I've ever seen in my life. It's just a random car just running into, Amazon delivery truck. That's how much I enjoyed it. Was that I saw that, and normally I'd be like, stupid product placement, garbage. And I was like, that was an amazing product placement. That Amazon truck getting in a car accident was amazing.
Those little things that 95% of other people don't even pay attention to.
At the end, they're all standing around laughing, and they're doing that 80s cartoon laugh, Dale. You wouldn't know what this is, but they're all standing there, like with their hands on their hips, and they're leaning back going, It was so great. I was just giggling watching them laugh like this, because I'm just like, that's every cartoon back then.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Nobody else is going to get that stuff.
I hope Autumn enjoyed it.
She loved it, yeah.
Wait, were there any other people there? You and Autumn have the
Well, we went to the 10:30 a.m. showing yesterday. So we go to those showings, one, because, I'm back burner these days to Autumn, so I have to fit around her other schedules and stuff. So we went to 10:30 a.m. yesterday.
Okay.
And everything. So, yeah, I have to, he has to squeeze me in. The reason why I like going to the early showings is they're less crowded, less people talking and stuff to that effect.
Yeah, but the popcorn doesn't taste good.
It's fresh. What are you talking about? Okay. So you got to be the first one in there, but you also got to make sure they're popping popcorn because they will save the popcorn from the night before and throw it trash bags. So you got to make sure you get the fresh stuff on. There was fresh popcorn at 10:30. Plus you show up, because you got 30 minutes of preview. So you show up at like 10:45 or so. So that way, all the people before you get all the leftover popcorn, the bad stuff.
The tricks of Steve's trade.
I'll tell you all about it, folks. Amazing. But I'm all itchy today for some reason. Got fleas or something. I don't know.
No, I know why you're itchy. You're itchy because we should be in New York City getting ready for the game tonight, Steve. We should be doing this show from New York City. I mean, you could have bought the 2 seats on the floor, made a $1 million donation, and we'd be sitting there.
I've won. I would never support James Dolan in any faction. I told you, I want to go see Kenny Chesney at the Sphere. And my hesitation is only that James Dolan owns the Sphere, his companies. And I don't want to do it. I need somebody to give me the tickets. So I'm not personally giving him the money. So if you have a couple Kenny Chesney Sphere tickets, I'll take him off your hands, but I'm not paying you for them because I'm not supporting James Dolan. I'll take you to dinner or something, but I'm not personally supporting. My money's not going to James Dolan.
Well, there were some upper deck tickets
for $10,000 each.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. That is for Game 3. Game 4, I can almost, if it's a 3-0 lead after tonight, I can almost understand paying because you've been winning since '73.
Yeah,
to watch your Knicks win a championship. I can understand. I would never do it, but I can understand somebody spending $10,000 for upper level seats to be there when they win the championship. But Game 3, I don't understand why you would spend that kind of money for a Game 3. That means nothing. I mean, what's going to happen tonight? You're either going to be up 3-0 or down or up 2-1. And why are you going to spend that kind of money for that? If you're going to spend that kind of money, you better be getting something out of it. That's the worst fear on the planet. Then you buy Game 4 tickets, which would be more expensive if they're up 3-0, and then they don't win. And you're like, well, that was a waste. Well, now I got to talk to my landlord. I don't have rent this month or the next 3 months.
Well, I for some reason, I have a sneaky feeling that people who are paying $75,000 for some of those lower level tickets, they probably have a little change laying around, Steve.
Could you imagine? You're like this big stockbroker, and you're like, I gotta get my customer tickets to this game, and then you tell them, hey, I spent $10,000 on these tickets, man. This is gonna be fun. Let's go. And you just keep marching to the top of the stadium.
Keep walking.
Yeah, and you're like, $10,000 bought us these? How disappointing you'd want to be. I know.
There's no sporting event ever that I'd want to spend that much money on.
No.
Ever. Number one, you don't even know it's going to be a good game.
For the Knights game on Saturday, I was watching the tickets. And they got as low as get-in price $500 per ticket.
Okay.
But I'm not spending $500 a ticket to sit upper level. I'm like, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. But even lower level, same problem, or mid-level even. They have like a mid-level in that stadium, T-Mobile. And I'm like, all right, I'll spend, $800 per ticket for that area. Like, that'd be fun. You're down low, you can see the game. It's once in a lifetime, 3-time in a lifetime experience if I would have gone, because the Knights have been there 3 times now, stuff like that. So I was like, oh, it's cool. But they were all like over $1,000 to sit. And I'm like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not spending that much to go. That's stupid, ridiculous. And you had to drive there, drive home. There's just a limit to what the experience is worth.
Although you missed a hell of a game.
Oh my God! If I would have spent that money and lost, I don't I would have just lost my mind. That drive home would have been expletive filled. Ended up being a great game, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Because even it's funny too when it faced off. When the face off happened, I was like, if we were there, we'd be on our way home by like 8, 9:30. It's like, oh my god, so much later, double overtime. Great game there as well. So anyway, that was my weekend. That's all I did all weekend. Masters of the Universe.
Watch a little sports. I'm sure.
I had sports on. I was actually had the golf tournament on Saturday until the rain out came. The rainstorm came.
That's Columbus for you.
I did not pay attention to it. I saw like 4 guys were minus 11 on Sunday, but I didn't turn it back on. But I mean, that was, and it wasn't. I mean, a TV tower ended up blowing down, but it was like 30 minutes. But they told people 30 minutes before that storm hit, get off the course now. So they knew something big was coming. And then you saw it. You were like, oh, my crap. It was like one of our monsoon storms but it was longer than the 5-minute monsoon storms that we get here, and then it just disappears. This was like prolonged and all that. But then you had the women's golf tournament, which I did see highlights of that because it was the U.S. Open, of course.
Yeah,
right?
At Riviera.
I saw some highlights of the IFL. I didn't watch. Rattlers were off, so I kind of didn't pay attention. I watched it, but I didn't log in and pay attention to that and everything. But saw NASCAR. I didn't get all the Cup racing. I know who won, so I got to go back and watch that later on today. And things to that effect. IndyCar was delayed by rain last night.
Where was that at?
St. Louis, outside of St. Louis.
Okay.
My guy ended up winning it. Josef Newgarden did get the win, but delayed by rain there. In the middle of the race. It's just rain's ruining everything these days, man. Yeah, we're sitting here. It's 105 and that rain cloud.
It's not raining. It's not ruining anything out here right now.
But it's weird, man. With Diamondbacks playing during the day.
Yeah.
You're literally Saturday night. Obviously, was nice. I didn't even pay attention to UFC this week because I was all into that hockey game. I didn't even care about the UFC. Plus, that's because this week I don't want to burn out on it before this week. There might be rain this weekend in D.C., so they might not even get it in. This is the White House fight this week.
Yeah. Well, there's also an injunction.
Yeah. That'll get overdone.
I think.
We need to stop. People are stupid. People are dumb. We don't get into politics here, but let them have a UFC fight on the deal. What does it matter to you? Oh, it designates the grounds, and we've had 200 years of it's the stupidest stuff I've ever seen in my life. I'm just tired of it. I'm just tired of the constant lawsuits and everything.
Yes.
Ridiculous.
They got lawsuits there. You got lawsuits going on in Lubbock. You got lawsuits willy-nilly here and there.
You got a Lego lawsuit going on right now. Tons of them out there. This Lego story, Dale. Oh my God. I'm into law and lawsuits and stuff like that. That's how I got in. I got in on that Afroman story like way early and stuff
story?
to that. The Afroman where the police sued him because he called him fat and ugly and. The one we went over this on air, and he made songs about him, the lemon cake pie or whatever, and all that stuff. You remember that, right?
Vaguely.
Yeah, and then I don't know how you vaguely. This should be on top of your memory at all times. To the point where he said he had sex with one of the officer's wives, and the lawyer goes, my favorite part of the whole trial. The lawyer goes, but that's not true, right? And the cop goes, I don't know that. It's okay. I can't get enough of it still. I still laugh. There's this company out there, and they, that the guy went and co-signed his $200,000 worth of Legos, an older guy and all that stuff. Just abbreviated here. And then in Oregon. And then the franchisee who consigned this stuff lost the business and gave it back to the parent company, and new owners came in. And all of a sudden they claim, we don't know anything about these $200,000 in Legos and all of that. So the YouTuber gets involved and starts throwing them and putting pressure, doing videos on it, so it blows up everywhere. The company has said that, we don't know about it, even though there's video of them saying when they took over the franchisee, they said, we'll take care of the consignment. We all that stuff. Most of the inventory in the store was all these rare Star Wars collectibles and stuff to that. It's this big old thing. So now they got stalking charges against this YouTuber because he was trying to serve lawsuits. The police department up in Utah, because that's where the parent company is, they're trying to serve the CEO. Now the YouTuber has stalking charges against him because the parent company of this franchise, Lego franchise, it's not Lego, it's a franchise that does secondhand Lego stuff. And so now the CEO is using the police force. And the police force redacted all of the videos. Then the police force over the weekend or Friday last week accidentally put out the unredacted audio files and sent them to somebody. So now the unredacted video files are out there, and it shows the police colluding with the CEO of this company. And now people are all upset with all these franchises, which there are some here as well. And Dale, it is the most amazing story over Legos you've ever seen in your life. Company is a bunch of dirtbags. The police force up there are defending the company, who's a dirtbag CEO trying to steal this man's fortunes. And then this YouTuber's got involved, and now they're going after the YouTuber. YouTuber lives in California. The Utah police called the California police and told them that he has the stolen Legos in the house. So the California police went into the house with guns and search warrants looking for stolen Legos. And all of that stuff. That's how corrupt this American Fork police officer thing is. And they're defending that they're doing everything. The police officer said they'd serve the guy. They walked up and they walked back to the YouTuber and said, he doesn't want your papers. Like, to serve a guy, you just give it to him. You just throw it at him and it's done. And the police were like, he doesn't want him. We can't serve him. He doesn't want him. What is happening? It's the most amazing story in the world. All these online legal people like Legal and the civil law, they're all involved now, ramping up their thing. Oh my God, Dale, it's the best thing ever over Legos. And it's gonna go down as the biggest failure. Even the CEO or somebody high up in the company told the guy's son who can sign these Legos, what are you gonna do? Sue us? We have more money than you. We'll drag this out forever. That's how big of a dirtbag company this is that they actually said it. Oh my God, it's the best story ever. I wrapped up in this all weekend long. Once the police are stupid enough to send out the unredacted files and put them public, and people caught them and caught the stories now that because they redacted it saying it's personal information. No, it's the cops colluding.
That is personal, Steve.
Oh my, yeah, because the cops are about to get their butts sued when this all goes through.
You know what's so fascinating about that story? And again, you gave some real quick synopsis.
Yeah, there's way more to it. Yeah.
But I went into my first Lego store about a month ago.
This has nothing to do with the company Lego, by the way. Nothing to do with the company Lego. It's a company that does, think GameStop, but for Legos.
Yeah. And first of all, I could not, you could have knocked me over with a feather when I started seeing some of the price of these things.
My God. I was seeing, this is how much I delved into it. This is just an amazing story of just thievery and dirtbaggery and small town police hiding. It's an amazing story. But he had like a Cloud City unboxed, like in the original box from like 20 years ago. Things worth like $20-something thousand just by itself.
Right.
They found it in somebody's house. It wasn't even in the store to be sold. They just found it in the house.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. It's just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. I'm not going to name it. They have them here in town. Beware. And everybody's like, and then my favorite part, Dale, is everybody's like, well, don't blame the other franchisees. They're not involved in this. Excuse me? The CEO of the company they're franchising from is a major dirtbag lying piece of garbage. I'm sorry. You run a franchise for him and you're paying him money? My opinion is, man, stop shopping to those people too. Sure, they may be innocent in this situation, but they're feeding the beast of the guy that looked at an old man who's selling this stuff for his medical bills and for his kids to go to college and stuff. And this CEO or somebody high up in the company said, what are you going to do, sue us? You'll spend more money suing us because we'll drag it out for years. We have more money than you. That comes out of anybody's mouth. You guys know I'm dealing with the City of Mesa issue. I know I'm going up against an entity that has a lot more money than I do. right? Just unlimited funds the city does because we're giving them tax stuff and everything. Unlimited funds.
Yeah.
And they know it, but they've never come out. These people have never come out and been like, we'll just stall it forever. Even though that's what they're doing. We'll just stall it forever until you give in and give us what we want. At least they have the nerves not to say it. This D-bag actually said it to these guys.
On video.
Yeah, it's on video. Dale, this is the most amazing story ever.
Well, to me,
not as good as Afterman, but it's up there.
We gave Graham a $50 gift certificate, and then we took him there.
And he bought a shoe.
Yeah, we're like, it was Brooke and I and him, and we're looking around going, the minimum price you're going to spend is $100 on something. And then it's like, oh, there's this used bin over here that we do some things.
I'll shoot up.
It's like, that's the only thing you can get with $50 in there.
Yeah. And that's the actual Lego company. Now imagine secondhand because they're selling, stuff like that.
Old stuff.
Like stuff people want to get
Did you play with Legos when you grew up?
I am so creative, Dale, that I can make steps. I'm an interesting character.
Oh, well.
First of all,
I could have told you that.
Shocker, right, everybody? Everybody at home just went, Steve? Grasping at your pearls. Okay. I'm interesting. I am creative in a lot of ways where I just come up with stories off the top of my head. I can do all this stuff. But there's some things that I just look at people and I go, what? And Legos are one of them. You can give me instructions with Legos and the house would come out sideways somehow. I can't. You can give me step-by-step instructions and I just can't do it. It's weird.
I just have never, ever had any interest in them. Yeah. Graham likes to put together things. He does puzzles, 100-piece puzzles.
Oh, see, puzzles I like.
And
that's the thing. I can put a puzzle together in 2 seconds, but give me a Lego set and I'm going to go.
In 2 seconds. Ethan, come in here. Can your dad put together a puzzle in 2 seconds?
Well, not the high-end ones. Take me at least a couple hours.
But can you sit there for 2 hours and do it?
I can do it in stretches. I can do it for a couple, and then I got to get up and walk away and then go back to it.
Okay.
But that's me with everything, even Call of Duty, because Ethan's calling me out on the chat right now. Yes, you were playing COD at 11. Calling me out right there. I can only play like a couple games of that, and then I got to get up and go do something else. Okay. I can't sit there for hours and hours and hours and stuff like that. Ethan's defending his movie choices. My movies are not bad. They are for teens and people who understand the story. Yeah, comic book stories are so deep, folks, that they're...
You really roll your eyes at your son?
I did. He's saying I don't understand cow. Yeah, because the stories are so in-depth. So in-depth. Yeah. Robert says, what game is tonight? D-backs don't play and hockey is tomorrow. Well, that's the problem. You have a choice tonight. Nothing, or catch up on the Lego story, or watch the NBA basketball game tonight.
Well, and if you have certain TV providers, you have to go to a sports bar to watch it.
That's still going on?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
I double-checked last night. I went to ABC, and it's like, because on the guide, it has whatever show's on. Then you go to, it's still not there.
That's the thing. That's the thing that makes me the angriest. Why is it even on the guide? Yeah. Don't you just take the whole thing down?
Don't you just say, contract dispute?
Yeah, not available right now. Contact this entity and complain to them. Yeah, I don't get that. Why do you keep advertising for it if that's the case, right? But anyway, that's what I did this weekend. But I'm just tired of everybody lawsuits everybody now, and including City of Mesa and
I'm gonna sue you.
City of Phoenix and City of whatever. It's ridiculous what we do nowadays in this society. What's wrong with everybody?
You're mad at them. You're mad at the Diamondbacks. You're mad at Marte. You're mad at
I'm not mad at Marte.
Cardinals.
It's just good to see that what we know is happening, and we've been telling you here what is happening with Marte, that it's coming out again. How are you going to cover this one up this time, Diamondbacks? Because last year they tried very hard to cover it up to the point where Marte had to come out with his interpreter and apologize to the world. How are you going to cover this one up, Diamondbacks? Because it's the same garbage that you keep allowing to happen? Because you're afraid of the guy for some reason. I don't get it. You're going to take a hit. I'll just say, you're going to take a hit in terms of how good your next player to step up. But you have guys that can play second base. And you're going to take a hit, and what I mean by this is you're going to take a hit at time. When Marte's on, he's on. And you don't have anybody that can play second base that's as good as him when he's on. He's off a lot more than he's on.
Here's the other thing.
You're going to take a talent hit, but aren't you going to be happier? Like, it's like the guy that gets divorced, and he's dating, ugly people, or the girl is dating ugly people now. Yeah, they step down, from probably what they got divorced from and everything, but they're just happier. They're just happy.
Or, like I was saying, might be time to go take a break. What gives you any indication that Marte was going to change his spots?
Well, that's my point. But knowing that he was going to become a player that can now dictate where he goes.
Yes.
And with the 10-5 rule.
Yes.
It's you knew what you're getting. If anything, it's going to get worse.
Yes.
And you allowed him to sit out that Dodgers game. We'll talk more about this coming up. But you allowed him to sit out that Dodger game with Ohtani pitching. You allowed it to happen. And you think it's going to get better now?
And you don't think his teammates notice?
Oh, they all notice. And I think I contend I'm not going to say it's tearing the locker room apart, but it's not good for that locker room.
There's some stress in there.
I don't they may not be vocal about it and stuff like that because maybe they don't feel like they can be, because why would you? I would not speak up if I was in that locker room. Because why? Because Torrey and Hazen are going to defend Marte. They do it all the time. They came up with a made-up excuse on why. Just say he needed a day off. That's all you got to say, Dale. But what did they say? His back and his hamstrings are bothering him, so he needs a day off. So we're giving it to him today. Just go. He needs a day off, and we're just giving him today off. His numbers are bad against Ohtani. By the way, everybody's numbers are bad against Ohtani. There you go. His numbers are bad against Ohtani, so we're going to get a guy that hits Ohtani a little bit better out there. That'll see the ball better. You could even say a baseball side of it. But instead, what do they always say? Oh, Marte. That's the signal that Marte doesn't want to play. My back and my hamstrings hurt.
Yeah.
So that story's back out there now. How are the Diamondbacks going to defend it now? Last year, they defended it as best they could. We all called BS. But they defended it. Now what are you going to do about it? Because this is what Torrey's fired at the end of the year. Because if you don't make the playoffs, I believe he's gone.
Yeah.
If Torrey is fired at the end of this year, this is going to be the story of his tenure here. Too much of a player's coach. And only certain players, too. He treats the young guys harsh.
Yeah.
Brandon Pfaadt, this is what he needs to work on when he goes down there. I told him this and everything. This is what this guy needs to work on. Jordan Lawler last year. Bring him up and don't play him at all. Well, we need to see more from him and blah, 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 blah. This is where his deficiencies are. Have they ever said what Marte's deficiencies are? Because your best ability, Dale, is what?
Usually availability.
It drives me nuts. And this is coming out early, too, folks.
Yeah,
this
we're not even in the All-Star break yet.
Yeah.
What's going to happen around the All-Star break?
Robert says, D-backs floating this story now makes no sense. Okay, I agree with you on that. I got a thought on that. He said they found no suitors when they could trade him, and now they can't without his blessing.
Yep.
This is the thing that shocks me. And I'll say this, and then we'll go to break and come back and talk about the floating the story now. I have a theory on this. Basic theory here. And everything. But here's the thing. Because it was always like because you were never going to get the value back from Marte if you traded him. And I was like, doesn't matter. I'd still unload him. Get what you can. You're going to get you don't get talent back unless
you're not going to get equal talent.
Yeah, even
back.
the Browns lost that trade with Myles Garrett, and they got a really, really, really good Pro Bowl player back.
Yeah.
And they still couldn't get enough value, even with those draft picks, the value for Myles Garrett. Like it's hard to get equal to those amounts. So sometimes you just got to take the hit, but can you improve the team on that side? But I firmly believe not only did they get lowball, if they got any lowball offers at all, they were lowball offers. And even then, I'm not even sure they got offers for him. Because I think other teams are like, even though he's got immaculate talent, I think teams are like, eh. But keep in mind the other side. I was telling you this beforehand. There's going to be a long strike next year.
Yes, sir.
You're going to see a lot of teams starting to unload money to teams that's willing to take it on just to cut their payroll. So when they come out of the strike, they're in the best position possible for whatever the financial situation is, meaning salary cap, non-salary cap, to make your moves and stuff like that. That's why you can't unload guys like Marte. It's because teams don't want to take that on.
Well, and the reason that we talked about that was because, the trade deadlines could be coming up, and now there's articles coming up who could be traded, who might be traded.
Like Scooble was what we were talking about.
And it's like, because I didn't even really think about that yet because it still seems early, but you don't want to take a guy who's now going to cost you next year.
Yeah. Taking a guy that's $40, $50 million. Yeah. Right now it's good to take it, but all of a sudden there's a salary cap, and you're way over that salary cap.
Yeah.
And you just took this salary on? Interesting move there.
Or is there going to be a season?
Well, it doesn't mean you're not going to be paying them during the season. It's more coming out of the negotiation that you're more worried about. Because let's say the salary cap's $270 million. A lot of teams that are over that would take on a Scooble's contract. And all of a sudden, that puts them so much farther above it. But the D-backs floating this story now is what's interesting. I have a theory on where it's coming from, and this is what makes it even more alarming. Stick with us, folks. Come on back. Main event coming back. And welcome back here to the main event here, Monday edition. Having some fun, scooting around everywhere. Dale got this horrible cough over here after being over in Apache Junction on Saturday.
Hey, we don't scoot around, Steve.
I do.
You dance around a little bit?
My little scooter.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
No, you're just too proud to use it. I'm the first one that's like, where are your scooters at? I can rent while I walk around this place. That's what I do. Here's my theory on D-backs floating this story. Robert says D-backs floating this story now makes no sense. It's not coming from the organization.
Hey, there's no way it can be coming from the organization.
It's coming from the players. I would put a lot of money on it. It's players speaking up. Players are tired of it. Players, him sitting out that Ohtani game against the Dodgers, and players went, here we go again. They might have already been feeling it and stuff like that. The player, I firmly believe the locker room is floating this to reporters. Bob Nightingale, for instance.
I would not be surprised.
It's coming from players, folks. Now, the organization is probably up in arms that this is out. probably up in arms because now they're going to do what they did last year. Circle the wagons around Marte. Be soft gloves with him. Maybe Marte gets his interpreter again, stands in front of his locker and says how he needs to be a better teammate and blah, 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 blah again. But it's coming from the players. How many players are playing injured? How many players are fighting to get into games, right? They take Corbin Carroll takes the ball off his head. They send him out the next game right back out there. And Marte's just like, I'm tired. I got to sit out today. I'm telling you, my theory is it's coming from inside that locker room. There's strife in that locker room, especially the other interesting side about it is it's getting steam. This team's struggling at the plate right now. Now, Marte, 2 game-winning home runs against the Dodgers, 2 separate games, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what he did this weekend. But at one point was 2 for 29 or something like that. And his 2 hits were the game-winning home runs. But 2 for 22 and taken out of a game, that's not what you do when you're the leader of the team and the highest paid guy out there.
And supposedly your best player?
Perdomo's sucking right now. Is he taking games off, Dale?
No, he'd probably like to.
You don't think he wants a couple days off to be like, I gotta go hide for a little bit? He's out there fighting. One guy has to go, best pitcher in baseball's on the mound. So it's coming from the players. It's coming from inside that locker room. And the organization today, I guarantee you, there's meetings between Hazen and Torrey and Derek Hall and everybody going, crap. How do we cover this up now? That this is now leaking again.
Well, again, here's the thing that always gets me, whether you're talking to some of these football players who are consistently unhappy wherever they are, thinking that, they go to this team, it'll make them happier, and, we pay them more, it'll make them happier, and it doesn't work that way. And what on God's green earth made you think that, when he gets control over us, I'm sure he'll be happy.
Is Marte unhappy, though?
Well, he might not be unhappy because he enjoys it.
I don't think he's unhappy at all being here. I think he loves being here. I think he wants to finish his career here. But why wouldn't you, Dale? You can just go in one day and go, I don't want to play today. And they go, okay. Go have a seat. We'll make up some excuse for you. Why would you be unhappy? What's going to make him unhappy, Dale, is them going, no more days off unless we give it to you off. No more... Your back sore, we'll stretch you out.
Yeah, but again, and I've always said this, the coaches who start off strict, who are hard drivers of men, you can always back off a little bit. Yeah. You can't go in soft, players coach, whatever you want, player, and then try and come down harder.
No, there's no fixing. My argument is there's no fixing this.
Right.
Because you didn't trade him. You didn't trade him. I mean, you've been in locker room now, not a baseball locker, but you've been in a locker room. Right. Once there's I'm going to call it a cancer. That might be a little too tough talk on Marte. It might just be a disagreement where players are like, kind of like you're talking when you talk about. For those of you that listen a long time, you know your stories about Dion and what he did to that locker room. Heck of a talent. Everybody wanted him there. But man, those little things he did were not wanting to practice. And then all of a sudden, other guys are like, he's not practicing. You don't have to practice. And you get those little strifes in the locker room now. And you got the guys going, no, you need to practice. That's what's happening with the Diamondbacks with Marte. So it's not like there's a hatred out there. But guys are like, dude, we're putting our body and our minds out there. And we're doing all of this stuff trying to get better. He sits out the best pitcher in baseball. Doesn't even want to compete in that moment.
See, I did not even put that together. I thought it was against. I didn't even realize it was against Ohtani.
It was specifically Ohtani.
Well, he went against
the guy afterwards.
He went against a guy named Cavalier. It's 3-4 for the Nationals. He didn't get a hit against him either.
I know. He's in a pretty big slump right now, Dale. Maybe he's just dreaming of the All-Star break and hitting up going back home again.
Well, the thing is, this time there might be a couple of the Diamondbacks going with him. A couple pitchers might be going with
and not allow him to come back.
No, you're getting on the same flight we are. You're going home.
Yeah, it's there's two ways I see the Diamondbacks going with this story breaking in early June. They're either going to rally behind it, meaning Marte is going to stop being this way. I don't think that's the way it's going. Or the strife's going to continue, and it's going to get worse, and this team's going to go on a bad slide coming up. The locker room is going to become splintered. Yeah, splintered. Guys are going to go, let's just ignore Marte. It's kind of aloof anyway.
But you'll still have a couple guys that are on his side, and then those teammates will argue and not get along. And I don't know. I think a baseball locker room probably it's the most imperative one that everybody gets along.
I agree 1,000% with that. They are literally together. At least football, right? You practice every day, but it's a few hours and you can all go your separate ways. Yeah. Baseball, you're together all the time. These road trips, you're together all the time. You're going to the ballpark early. You're hanging out for hours beforehand.
Yep.
Even after the game, you're there for an hour or so afterwards together. And you're traveling together and stuff to that effect. Even if you get to go home, like on a homestand, like Saturday night, some guys went out, some guys went home to relax, whatever, right back there early Sunday morning, getting ready for a game with all warm-ups and stuff to that. To me, baseball locker rooms have to be the most, everybody gets along the most. You cannot have somebody fracturing it. I think we have a fracture in this locker. I felt we've had a fracture from last year and the year before. My favorite one is Blaze Alexander. End of the year last year, they're fighting for that playoff run. Takes that ball off his elbow to the point where it was swollen and you could see the threads of the baseball in his arm. Played the next day, Dale.
Yep.
Marte fouled the ball off his shield on his shin. Needed 3 days off. You can't tell me it's not a problem in that locker room. The other players have to be sitting there. And then it's even worse, Dale, because I'm willing to bet you the other people don't feel like they can speak up in that locker room because they've shown.
Oh, yeah.
Marte's our guy. We're going to defend Marte no matter what. So they've shown that already. So can a Corbin Carroll? I'm going to throw a Perdomo out there. I don't know if he would. If I don't know if you turn your back on a, fellow country mate, out there, stuff to that effect. But can a Corbin Carroll say something? These other leaders, can they step up and say something? Can a pitcher? I don't think a pitcher can say anything because they're every 5 days, and that might be a deal. Or does Corbin Carroll even realize, doesn't matter what I say, they're going to side with him?
Oh, yeah.
I think that is more dangerous than anything because that's where you get the leaks to the media. Is when the players go, well, they didn't listen to me when I brought it up last time. Blaze Alexander brought it up. He gets shipped out. Oops. It is an amazing thing to be watching here. But I have a feeling we are in a dangerous territory for this locker room. For the Diamondbacks. Teetering. I'm not saying things are going to break out. I'm just saying hard feelings are out there. How does that manifest itself? And this is a team that's showing right now they can't hit. How do you get out of slumps, Dale? You all work together. You watch the film. You root on your guys. Somebody gets a big hit. You got to rally behind them. If Marte goes up and gets a big hit, which he's not doing right now, and you don't like him, you're going to go, screw him. Now I'm going to go up there and do my job. You're not going to get that rallying effect.
To me, the biggest thing is it caused a rift last year. Mm-hmm. He addressed it.
That he would get better.
You think that he addressed it and said, I will be better. And as an organization, they took him at his word. But yet, being around the NFL for 17 years, the guys that didn't work hard very rarely changed. Yeah. Some guys who really worked hard all of a sudden got a contract. Maybe something happened there. But
I'm not even willing to say Marte doesn't work hard, like at practice and stuff like that.
Push himself.
Yeah, but the problem is he doesn't push himself during games. When you need him. Everybody slumps. I'm not blaming him for slumping. How do you get out of this? He just sits there. I talked about this before he went on this slump on that Giants and Colorado series. He was having fun. He's skipping around the bases.
Yeah.
Second, the Dodgers came into town and he started going on the slump. Dumb shoulders. Doesn't want to be in the game anymore. Well, really, you mean to tell me in that 13-game stretch there with the Giants and Rockies when you were hitting well, couldn't have taken a day off during that because your body was sore? No. It's when times get tough is where he goes, I'm going to go sit down over here. You guys go deal with the toughness. That's what I've observed about him. And I'm not even sure it goes to practice. He probably shows up for batting practice all the time. And, does all the stuff he's required to do and probably does a good job at it. I haven't heard rumors that he's showing up late and not participating. Those rumors aren't out there.
Right.
But that's the problem, isn't it? Where you at in the game time, buddy? That's what you're getting paid for. That's what we're here to see you for. It's annoying. Here's the other thing, because Diamondbacks lost 2 of 3.
Yep.
Dale, on Friday, you said, and I even agreed with you, Diamondbacks would win 2 of 3.
Yeah.
Well,
and they didn't just lose. What was that score Friday night? 14-1 or something?
14-2, something like that. Yeah. I don't know. I turned it off. I had no desire to watch it.
Your boy Merrill Kelly's ERA is now up to almost 6.
Erod pitched good, though. I felt he should have won. He could have won that game if there were bats at all.
Right.
Then yesterday, of course, jump up 1-0 in the first inning. They tied it in the second, and then they scored it was like 3 in a couple innings around the 4th or 5th inning, something like that, as well. Tap on one later in the inning as well. But Soroka and Erod are your best pitchers, man. It's not even close. If we would have said that at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
It was good to see Clark back out there, though, off that whatever personal issue he had. They threw him out there yesterday as well, 1 inning, so he's right back into the groove and pitched well as well yesterday as well. How about that English and stuff? I mean, it's just we've become accustomed to the Diamondbacks doing this. And like I said, Washington is not a bad team. They will beat you. If you don't perform at your level, you should. Are the Diamondbacks better than them? Yes. But if you don't perform to your level and your bats don't hit, you're going to lose. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I mean, the Nationals are 500. They're 33-33. Yeah. Diamondbacks now 34-31.
Getting closer to that 500 again. Boy, you're 500 D-backs. Somebody used to make a song about that.
You're cheering for them to get back to 500.
No, I just know what they are. Now you're off today. Who they got next? Miami coming up. Miami's not a good team. But you're going to Miami. Miami Beach.
And Miami's won 31 games.
Miami's, yeah, I know. No, you're playing teams now. This isn't the Giants and the Rock. You're playing teams now that if you're not hitting, they will beat you. And they'll beat you 2-1, 1-0, whatever you need to. Because then you got Cincinnati coming up next, folks, after Miami, at Cincinnati on top of it. Throw up the, really quick, the NL West standings for me. Really fast here. This is the interesting thing. As bad as the Diamondbacks look at times, oh my God, the Padres are terrible. Diamondbacks are 3-7 in their last 10, Dale.
Uh-huh. And who's worse?
Padres, man. They are not good. Machado's batting 169. What's he make? $40 million a year, something like that?
A lot.
A lot of other guys are struggling on the Padres as well. Somebody's losing a job here soon, especially with new ownership. Somebody's losing a job soon if they don't turn around that $800 million infield that they have there in San Diego. But they're god-awful terrible right now. So it is exciting. You're in that second spot. I mean, you're still vying for the wild card spots. So throw up the wild card stats for me here if you're the current standings here. Diamondbacks still holding that third spot. Phillies passed them there, and then the Cardinals, of course, leading the NL wild card. Padres out of the playoffs right now, half a game. But here's my bigger point here. Nationals, by winning 2 out of 3, they're at 500. Like you said, they're playing themselves right back into this wild card thing, where now you're going to be competing with them here, 1.5 games out. The Reds are 2.5 out. You have a bad series against the Reds, they're playing themselves into the wild card picture. where you're going to be competing with them. The Marlins are 3.5 games out, Dale. You have a bad series against the Marlins. They're playing themselves back into the wild card here. You're playing teams that are behind you. You cannot give them a reason to come and get into this thing to where you're competing with them on a day in, day out on the wild card side. You should be shutting these guys down and making it harder for them to catch you. You're letting them come back into it at this point. This is a dangerous game you're playing right now if you're the Diamondbacks because you can't hit.
Between you and Brooke, sometimes you guys just drive me crazy.
What? Honesty and truth?
We were watching some of the College World Series game last night.
Oh, there were some good games in there.
He's like, how do you not hit that ball? I said, because it was 94 and it's dropping.
Jack Summers put, let me see if I can find this really quick. Jack Summers put, those SI guys are the best guys to follow for your Diamondbacks beat writing stuff and things to that effect.
Texas had a guy that looked like an offensive tackle as their closer. Yeah, he's a big beard.
Scary guy. He throws high 90s, right?
Yeah.
Freaking Texas. We'll talk about them.
I hate them.
Freaking Texas. They just softball. Softball hasn't won a championship in 100 years. Go back to back now. And they beat Texas Tech both years on top of it.
Burnt orange. What a ugly color.
I know. Let me just see if I can find this stat really quick here. It's a certain pitch the Diamondbacks can't hit. I'm not going to be able to find
fastball?
it. No. Well, yeah, right. No, it's like a sinker or something. I'm pretty sure Jack Summers put it out. But it's like the Diamondbacks are seeing that specific pitch more than anybody else in baseball. Baseball knows what they can't hit.
Well, that's why they have advanced scouting, Steve.
It's nasty. Maybe it wasn't him because I didn't see it.
Well, that's why you always see, not always, the majority of the time you see young guys come in. If they're hot, it's the second time around.
Yeah. You start seeing the off speeders, right? You're starting to see those curveballs and things to see if they hit them. So I'll see if I can find it here during the break coming up. But then we got a little talk about here before we move on. Remember the days where here in the Phoenix area we didn't let cheaters and malcontents on our teams. We kind of revolted against them.
Uh-oh.
Diamondbacks signed somebody yesterday that is eligible to play coming up June 25th after his 80-game suspension, Dale. For steroids. PEDs. Come on back. Main event. Second hour coming up next. And we're back here, second hour main event. Appreciate you joining us, whether it's live here on YouTube, catching us on demand later today, listening to the free podcast as well. We appreciate it very much here on There's Money. Talking some D-backs out there. Robert says Washington does have most runs scored in Major League Baseball. Yeah. He says Padres still owe Machado $40 million a year for 7 more years. I knew it was something like that.
7 times 4, so that, Steve, that would be $280 million.
I'm going to trust you on that. I don't do math. Because are you sure? I got 420. 420 million. Did I carry the 2?
No, you didn't carry the 2, and you subtracted the 3.
Robert says splitters, and yes, that's what Jack Summers was talking about here to wrap up this. Diamondbacks can't hit splitters, and the league knows it, is how Jack Summers starts his tweet. They've seen more splitters than any other team in the league. They've faced 429 splitters as a group. Second worst batting average, 123 is what they're batting against splitters. You're going to see nothing but splitters.
I was going to say, so guess what they're going to be seeing a lot of?
They've already seen a lot of them. There's going to continue to see them coming your way as well. I mean, this isn't a knock on a reporter like Jack Summers. It's fantastic news and stuff, and there's sites that do all that, and I don't delve into the weeds on stats like that,
right?
And things. So it's nice when other people do it, and we get it attributed to them and stuff like that, and everything. But I'll tell you this, and that's like I said, this isn't a knock. It might sound like it, but it's not a knock. But if a reporter sitting at home can find that stat, you can't tell me that every team in Major League Baseball doesn't have that pinned up. Like the Marlins have that today. Whatever they're doing today, if the Marlins are playing or not, they have in their reports and scouting for their pitchers, splitters.
Oh, yeah.
Splitter. Like, only word on their stuff is splitter.
Well, that's why if you watch a game, watch as they scour the field, everybody has a little thing in their back pocket.
Yeah, the cheat sheet.
And where the left fielder should be, because this guy hits 90% to the left center, or get over by the line because he tries it right down the third baseline. The scouting is so good. Now again, what you hope for is somebody hangs a splitter and you can take it out of the park.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're already always looking for mistakes because every athlete is human, and most everybody at some point is going to make a mistake, and you hope you can make it pay.
Well, if you make a guy throw a lot of pitches and he gets tired and stuff like that, then they'll be more than happy to make a mistake. But if you're letting guys go into the 8th inning with 70 pitches because you're swinging at the first ones constantly, just saying, throwing that out there.
Hey.
But remember the time where questionable character guys just weren't going to be signed by our sports teams? Remember those days?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of guys that you could sign, but you're like, nah, we don't like the way they do stuff. We don't like what they've done. We don't like that stuff. Blah blah blah. Is that era changing now? Diamondbacks are so desperate for outfield hitters right now. With Lawler waiting to come back, he's in AAA Reno and things. You're going and signing a guy in Kepler, played with Philadelphia last year. 80-game suspension for PEDs, which means he got nailed before, did it again, now an 80-game suspension. He gets another suspension, 160-game suspension. He's not eligible for the playoffs this year either. Not eligible for the playoffs. Now, I didn't know this at the time they signed him. I was like, why are you wasting your time signing this guy? He mirrors the Philadelphia Phillies schedule because that's the team he was last on. So his 80-game suspension ends June 25th. So he's eligible to play then. So are you that desperate? You're trying to find bats, but at the same time, he can't play in the playoffs. So are you going to integrate this guy, Dale, and have him? What if he goes on fire and they make the playoffs and then all of a sudden he can't play? You make roster moves based off of him playing so well? Get rid of somebody like a Lourdes Gurriel because we got Kepler here. Then the playoffs come and you're going, we probably should have held on to that guy. This move doesn't make sense.
It really doesn't. Now, the one thing is PEDs. That's
I get it.
Whatever. It's not like he's domestic violence or
no, but he can be out for 160 games
next time. Well, you're not paying him a whole lot of money, and it's not. There's a way you can make it So if that happens again,
it's a 1-year deal. So I mean, it's not costing you on that stuff. But what's the upside here? He's 33 years old as well, but ineligible for postseason play. What are you doing? What's the point of this?
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see. I guess the questions need to come out that he did it as well. Yeah, because it's just like he hits a lot of home runs though.
Well, they could use that, couldn't they?
Well, yeah, but if he's off the stuff, does he not?
To me, it's always been the most fascinating thing because, yes, you could say Mark McGwire was using stuff, Barry Bonds using stuff.
They hit the
but
stuff before.
I could have been on PEDs, and guess what? You wouldn't notice it because I can't put a bat on a ball.
Yeah, those guys were hitting the home runs before they were on.
You got to still hit the ball.
Yeah, but it's the recovery's time. He had a lot of injuries. 2024, I think he had a lot of injuries, and then came back in 2025. Turns out he's on something because he has to have an 80-game suspension and stuff like that. It's an interesting dilemma here, and I'm not saying signing him or not signing. It just doesn't make sense in my mind and stuff to that effect. What doesn't make sense to me is what benefit are you going to get from him? Even if he comes in and tears it up for the next 4 months, Dale, he's your outfielder of the future. You're going to lose your best outfielder going into the playoffs because he's ineligible?
That's fascinating because he's suspended for these 80 games.
Uh-huh. June 25th is when he can return.
So they let him come back, and then he can't play in the playoffs if his team makes the playoffs?
Yeah. It's all part of that suspension.
Collective bargaining agreement?
Yeah, it's all part of the drug suspension. Postseason roster and eligibility rules, and it's because they put teeth into the the PED stuff and everything now, is what they did. So so those on the restricted list. Okay. They haven't been suspended for performance-enhancing drugs during that season. So no matter who you are, you're ineligible for postseason play if you're suspended at all for PD.
Okay.
Yeah, so that includes because there's one, isn't there one where you only get suspended for like a few weeks or something or a little bit of time, and then the second time it goes to 80 or something to that effect? I forget the exact rule now, but I don't know. It's just... They are desperate for hits in the outfield. There's no doubt about that. But you got Lawler coming back, Gurriel coming back, supposedly. Maybe he can regain some form. And a guy that hasn't played because of PEDs. I don't get it. Wouldn't that just be a Diamondbacks thing? He's our best outfielder.
All of a sudden he's in contention for the second half of the season MVP and
just jacks like 40 or 30 home runs. And you're like, hey, we made the playoffs and that. Oh, our best outfielder's out. Okay.
I think it'd be fascinating to watch. And
that's all I mean by
again, it's a roll of the dice. Who knows what he's going to come back like?
Yeah, it's not going to cost you anything.
No.
It's just again putting that in tune with the locker room question marks that you already have. Now you're bringing a guy with a PED. I'm sure the players aren't going to be like, you cheated, get out of my locker room. They're going to be like, welcome back. Welcome back to the team, blah, blah, blah. I think you could forgive that side of it because, he served his punishment and things to that effect. Just you're setting yourself up for just disappointment is my bigger point. On a team that already has enough disappointment, Dale.
Right.
Like if the Yankees were bringing him in because of the Aaron Judge injury, you'd be like, it's probably not a bad move for the Yankees. But they don't have the issues the Diamondbacks have.
Well, and let's remember this, Steve. They have their issues, but if the playoffs started today, they'd be in the wild card series. I know. So
this is where I get frustrated with the Diamondbacks. Let's see where they are at the end of the year.
Yeah, but hey. Yeah.
Because
now.
The last 2 years, they should have been in the playoffs, but locker room issues, Marte sitting out, other locker room stuff, kept them out. They weren't able to push it over that bump. Adding Kepler, going to get you over that hump? With already that stuff? Interesting. Just an interesting. But I'll tell you this. It tells me the desperation the Diamondbacks might be seeing to fix this bad issue. They're trying. They're literally trying anything at this point to find somebody that can hit some baseballs. This is what this is telling me. You don't take a chance on this guy unless you're desperate for the position to get him in there and do it, in my opinion. I don't know.
All right, we've talked too much Diamondbacks.
Maybe I'm wrong on that. Want to talk some College World Series?
You could be. You could be wrong.
I'm never wrong, Dale. Come on. College World Series. Cal Poly, their reign of success was over pretty quickly. West Virginia destroyed them over the weekend. It was like 14-2, 12-2, 2 games in a row. West Virginia advances to the College World Series. Dale, you're Troy, whatever their mascot is. The Troy Swords.
How is Troy hosting a super regional?
And well, because they played Little Rock. Troy advances into the College World Series as well. Interesting stats here for you. For Troy, the Troy Trojans become the first team ever to reach the College World Series with 30 losses on the season. Milwaukee made that big run with like almost 30 losses. I think they had like 28 losses or something. But yeah, Troy getting there as well. They were 11-16 on March 28th. They're 26-14 since that date as well. One of the last teams, if not the last team, into the tournament. Second to last team getting into that tournament as well for them. So Troy moves on from that side. North Carolina, oh my God. USC wins the first game. North Carolina wins the second. USC has the lead, Dale, in the 9th. North Carolina goes, we got this. Jacks it. Now, interesting thing there. USC could have caught a ball in foul territory. Bounced off the net. Guy misses it. Gives North Carolina another shot. Walk-off hit right there.
Well, they could have. The third baseman come over to catch a foul ball. He still had 3 or 4 feet before he got to the net.
Yeah.
So I don't know if his teammates weren't talking to him. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, it was a colossal mess up. It was an error.
And again, you win the game.
Yeah, you would have won the game right there, and you'd be in the College World Series.
And then the actual hit that won the game, the center fielder slid like 5 feet away from the wall.
But they were also playing in, which was the other mistake. So he was going backwards. Yeah, he slid too early. Yeah. I know. Trying to make the catch. He probably was just like, I got no chance. They slid feet first. No, dude, dive.
Yeah.
Put your body out there. But North Carolina, that's how North Carolina wins that game to advance to the College World. That was an exciting game. And here's what I'll also say. This is how close I feel Arizona State was to advancing to the College World Series. And it's hard to say that stuff. But Ole Miss is going. They beat Auburn in this. You lost to Ole Miss in extra innings both times you played them in that regional. Mm-hmm. That's how close you were to Ole Miss to get there. Now Ole Miss going to the College World Series from Auburn. I do pay attention to that stuff when teams get eliminated, to how well the team they lose to plays. It's just, man, if those 2 games would have gone the opposite, you could be sitting at Arizona State here at this point. Obviously, you got to play the games to go, but that's what I'm saying, though, is Arizona State. Now, they have a bunch of kids in the transfer portal right now. I get it. But that's how close Arizona State was this year to being one of these teams. Georgia did beat Mississippi State to advance into the College World Series as well. Texas beat Oregon. Oregon hasn't been to the College World Series in something like 17, 18, 19 years. Something ridiculous.
Right.
But the Longhorns, they're headed to the College World Series for the 39th time in school history. That's ridiculous. No other team has more than 25 appearances. Dale's going to take credit for the SEC for that, Dale, but they haven't been in the SEC that long.
Well, how many other SEC teams are there, Steve?
I don't know. We don't keep track of that garbage. We don't keep track of the cheaters.
I know Alabama's there.
No, Alabama's got to play St. John's right now, actually. They just started first pitch.
Okay.
They got winner of this game moves on. So let's go, St. John's.
St. John's a basketball
This will
school.
be a huge day for New York City, man. If St. John's can beat Alabama today to get to the College World Series, you got Knicks Spurs tonight. The president's showing up, and big night here around New York City tonight. How'd you like to be St. John's? You're from the boroughs there, and you got to go to Alabama to play baseball.
Question is, do you save your money and say we'll go to Omaha, or do you go to Alabama to?
If you're St. John's?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you wait. I would wait. I can tell you this. It's not going well for St. John's. 37-2 in the bottom. I should be almost over. Bottom of the eighth. Yeah, 7-2. So it looks like Alabama is going to advance.
Jeez.
Now, moving forward, yeah. So you got Alabama, Texas, and Georgia, and Ole Miss.
And
you could have Oklahoma later because Kansas and Oklahoma. Oklahoma beat Kansas yesterday. Yeah. So you could have Oklahoma later. That's all right. West Virginia's winning it all. Doesn't matter.
West. I love the fact that their entire fan base sings.
It's great at the end of the game.
Yeah.
It's just
after
one
a
of those
win.
amazing.
Yeah.
And they stand there on the baseline all protective and stuff
West
like
Virginia,
that.
Mountain Mama, take me home.
By the way, Oklahoma is going to win. I just looked it up because I said, didn't it get delayed? It did get delayed. But Oklahoma's up 8-1 on Kansas, and Oklahoma won. So Oklahoma's going to advance out of that and beat Kansas. The Big 12 would be in there if they just didn't play SEC teams all the time. So those are your updates.
Or if the two teams had moved to the SEC for money purposes, it's just stayed in the Big 12. Oklahoma and Texas were in the Big 12.
Well, they're making a lot more money in the SEC.
Yes.
Unfortunately. I don't know. I'm trying to look up when that Oklahoma game will get wrapped up. Don't you just call it at that point if it's 8-1?
Is it delayed again?
It was delayed yesterday and hasn't restarted yet as well. So I don't know when it's going to restart. That's the question. But, I mean, Oklahoma's win. They won the first game. They're going to win this one if it's 8-1. Maybe not. Maybe after this delay, Kansas is going to come out and just jack some home runs. And launch it there as well. Belmont Stakes was over the weekend, Dale.
Yeah.
The race that nobody gives a crap about, nobody knows even exists, unless there's a triple crown winner in this one. Two things horse racing needs to do. One, they need to stop being cowards with their horses and race them in all three. Period. If that means you got to stretch them out so the crybaby owners can stretch their horses out and get them ready for the second race, fine, that's what you got to do, cheap. But they also got to do some sort of bonus if you're racing all three. Like, for instance, like if you win, basically what I'm saying is Kentucky Derby winner needs to race in the other two.
Well, here's the thing, though, Steve. Put yourself in one of those owners' positions, and your horse wins the Kentucky Derby, and you get whatever $5, $6, $8 million.
Mm-hmm. You're guaranteed life studs for a while,
and then you can put them out to pasture, and the stud fee for a Kentucky Derby winner is massive.
But by winning Belmont, I read yesterday it almost doubles. So, and you took yourself out of a Triple Crown possibility. Because you didn't feel. It's not like you talked to the horse and the horse was like, I'm a little sore. The horse didn't show up one day and be like, I can't.
A little sore.
The horse didn't show up and go, I can't play, coach. I want today off.
Well, I wonder if there's a way that they could spread those three races out.
Well, that's what they're talking about doing. 3 or 4 weeks between the Kentucky Derby and the one in Baltimore. I forget the name of it.
Belmont?
No, that Belmont was this
Preakness?
weekend. Preakness, yeah. They're talking about stretching that out another week. As well. So that you get more horses, but also offer a little bonus. I don't know. Though they used to do a bonus, like a $5 million bonus as well if you ran certain ways in certain tournaments and stuff. Start offering bonuses to these guys. Because the NBA, Greg Popovich not only ruined NBA basketball, he's also ruined horse racing. And now wrestling guys has reached into horse racing.
Load management, Steve.
But it was fascinating. Golden Tempo, who won the Kentucky Derby, came from behind again. This horse likes to be in the back coming into the final stretch. and then just pull it out the win. It is an amazing thing to watch.
So the 1-2 or the 3?
1-2 of the 3. He didn't even run the second one because.
Well, aren't there big disparities in the distance between a couple of them?
Yeah, the second one's a long race.
Yeah.
So that's what they say. Golden Temple obviously is a sprinter horse because he can win it on the back, on the front stretch. He wasn't in last. He was Kentucky Derby. He was dead last. Ends up winning it. This one he wasn't dead last. I think there was 2 horses behind him, but then he just out-sprinted everybody to win this again. So obviously it's a sprinting horse. So they didn't. That's why they kept him out of it. Was they said they didn't think that he could run the whatever it is, 2 miles or whatever it is, and be as competitive.
Get him in shape, Steve.
But that's what I don't get.
I mean, you can run a mile and you can run 2 miles.
Yeah, just throw the horse in a little thing and put him in water and just have him. On a water treadmill like they do the Olympians. Get him going. Dale, before we take our break here, I have a question for you. World Cup starts here coming up. Like June 11th, the first game. I was doing some World Cup research. I'm going to do some stuff about the World Cup coming up and things like that and whatnot. And the U.S. team is bad. I watched that game, that pre-World Cup game against Germany. They're just a bad team. They're going to get destroyed. I don't even know why we're playing it. It's ugly.
Well, we almost not qualify for it?
So, yeah, but you qualify when you're home city, when you're home.
Oh, yeah, man,
country.
if they do?
You automatically qualify. It's just an awful team. It's a terrible team. It's not put together. It's just awful. It made a beautiful goal on Saturday against Germany on the corner kick, but then it was. They haven't beaten a team from Europe since like December of 2021. It's kind of hard to win the World Cup if you don't beat a team from Europe any point in there. But in soccer, they have songs and things to this. I saw this before the Germany game, and I was like, this is stupid. And then we got tagged on it yesterday. Ann and her family tagged us on Twitter yesterday asking just what we thought about this. And usually you have some cool songs, right? Like, I don't know, United States, we have what? Our just sing our national anthem. That's badass enough, right? Talking about bombs and how we kicked your butt, and Rockets' red glares out there and everything. Oh, no, you could sing, God Bless the USA, whatever. Beautiful song about the plains of Minnesota. All of that stuff, Dale. We have all these cool songs. You can just do a chant, for instance. For the love of God. Could we be any more embarrassing, Dale? Dale, tell us what you think about this USA cheer song that they're singing going into the World Cup. Here comes the U.S.
Because we support the U.S., U.S., U.S. That's the way we like it. We like it. We love it. This is why Europe thinks we're mid. We're mid soccer country, right, Jack?
Oh yeah, we're mid.
Mid. Follow. We support the U.S., the U.S., the U.S. That's the way we like it. We like it. We love it.
I just wanted you guys to see that whole thing. Dale, your thoughts?
Well, I guess the good thing is we won't have to hear it too much because the USA will be ouster pretty quick.
Yeah, they got Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey in their.
Also, they're guaranteed 3 games.
Yes. Oh dear God, who came? And they all knew it.
Oh yeah.
They all knew it. That means they rehearsed it.
They practiced it at home, Steve.
Was that not the worst possible thing you've ever heard in your life? We're America, for Christ's sakes. What are we doing? We got rap battles going on out there. You can go back to the 80s, right? Match of the Universe, and you can do, 80s rock songs or whatever for your hype song. That just made me depressed and embarrassed. Oh my God. We like it. We like it. We like it. We love it. Come on back.
Let's go.
Main event. And we're back here. I almost didn't want to come back after hearing that song.
Yeah, no, you were marching around the studio. Let's go.
If I'm standing there and somebody started singing that, I just walk off. Just be like, I'll be inside. Terrible. Terrible.
You would think that they could do a little bit better.
Robert, I can think of 1,000 things off the top of my head that would be better than that. Not even like, go, fight, win. It's just, we like it. We like it. We like it. We love it.
And you have to change your voice inflection when you say we love
Yeah,
it.
you got to sound. You got to sound
less masculine.
You got to sound European. Going to the comments here really quick. Don't forget, TME Media AZ. You can watch us live. Appreciate those of you doing it, catching us on demand as well. YouTube, TME Media AZ. Rumble, for those of you that prefer Rumble out there, you can catch all of it on demand, including The Real Matrix, the second part of the Charlie Kirk saga, was up on Friday at noon. Appreciate you guys catching that or catching the free podcast of it as well. Robert said he's not eligible for the playoffs, but are the D-backs. They're in the third spot. Third wild card spot right now. So, yeah, right now they are. But Robert also says that when I said, we don't let, cheaters into our group, he says that was only when Colangelo owned the D-backs and the Suns. I know, but still. That's just one example I was trying to make of what are we doing? They're just desperate. They're desperate.
Yeah, but if he comes out and he hits 25 home runs second half of the season and he gets to the playoffs.
Fantastic. And then he's ineligible to play in the playoffs. We lose our best hitter in the playoffs.
Well, you know what? You can save your bitching for that when that happens.
Ann says, can't wait to see what moves they make for Kepler. I see more young with the young guys. Oh, yo-yoing with the young guys. Sorry, Ann. Oof, that dash confused me there. I want to just see the young guys. Just bring the young guys up. Kepler's 33 years old, 33, 34 years old. He's not young and stuff to that effect. I told you guys, I'm telling you, there's a narrative out there coming from the D-backs brass and people surrounding the D-backs brass. I told you, the young guys, they deem the young guys, and it's stressing out the veterans, and they have to press more. I'm telling you, that's a narrative out there. I don't agree with it. I think it's stupid, but it's out there as well. So what you got to deal with is that.
Then you got the wrong veterans.
That's the way I look at it.
Yep.
If Marte, Perdomo, Carroll are struggling because they feel like they have to hit more and do more because the young guys at the bottom of the lineup aren't hitting, that's just pure garbage.
Well, now hold on. Whoa,
that's just pure talk.
Back up.
Garbage
do
talk.
not throw Carroll's name in with that group.
No, I'm just saying, as a veteran guy at the top of the line.
Just don't put him in that group.
He's not. He's an anomaly. I wouldn't even put Perdomo in that group. There's only one man on this team that.
Who's the real Perdomo? Last year or this year?
Have you noticed he's hitting better down in the lineup? Less pressure on him. Probably seeing more pitches.
Well, as Wallerschmidt goes up, Perdomo goes down.
Robert says St. John's is a basketball school and Alabama's barely a school. Yeah, they're excited, man. They're getting indoor plumbing coming up here. They're getting excited. What, toilets flush themselves? What? Robert says I am embarrassed. Well, we found the thing more embarrassing than the Diamondbacks' batting performance lately. That's song.
I want you to go back and why do you take unwarranted shots at the Alabama Crimson Tide?
And because it's Alabama. If Alabama disappeared today, would you care?
Have you ever been to Tuscaloosa?
Would you even notice? No.
They got some of the prettiest buildings you're ever going to see on a college campus.
It's like being the tallest.
And I guarantee you, Steve, there's indoor plumbing in those sorority houses.
You can guarantee that, huh, Dan?
Yeah. I know there's toilets that flush in the stadium because I've used them.
How would Dale know? Hey, Robert says I'm embarrassed, and Ann says so awful. It's just absolutely. It's absolutely trash. I love Alabama. It's great. It could be worse. It could be Minnesota.
I'm staying away from that for a myriad of reasons.
I know you're just afraid of people. I get it. Hey, golf yesterday. Men's tournament Saturday. I actually had that on. Big rainstorm rolled through. I lost interest in it after that, even though it ended up being a good Sunday finish with people doing a lot of golfing. And now you got all this qualifying stuff this week and everything. So guys went straight from that into today where they're going to play 18, 36 holes today and trying to qualify for future tournaments and stuff. Big thing going on. But I did see this yesterday on the women's side. Women's U.S. Open was yesterday, and the women's tournament is actually a lot of fun to watch if you aren't paying attention to it. I'm not saying sit down and watch every tournament, a lot of parity in the women's golf side, a lot of fun. Of course, we have that big tournament here at the beginning of the season down there at Whirlwind. What did you say?
Oh, you're talking about women's. I'm sorry.
Yeah, women's. Women's. Yeah. But yesterday, you have a chance to win a tournament, Dale. How nervous are you?
Well, she said she could, and she's won a lot.
Yeah, she's not somebody. We're talking about Nelly Corda.
She's not some newbie on the tour, but she said she couldn't feel her hands on the last spot.
You're about to win this tournament, U.S. Open. What, 2.5 feet away, Dale?
Yeah, I'd say 2.5.
Let's show you what happens here, folks. Presented by Allie, of course.
And it's happened. It just curled in, but Nelly Corda has the greatest title in the game.
95 to 98% of putts that go like that, they come around, do a horseshoe, and they're looking right at you.
Yeah, come right back out. They're laughing, mocking you. She would have missed that. It would have been, what, a three-person playoff on top of that.
Yep.
On that. Talk about nerves, man. Nerves of steel. You see her expression after a drop tells me everything because it was just like.
Oh, yeah. She was. I saw her talk a little bit afterwards and said I couldn't feel my hands. And again, she's won tournaments.
Yeah, but this is a U.S. Open, though.
Yeah.
This is one of the majors, etc. You put your name into stones that a lot of people aren't involved in. You put yourself in a higher echelon, and just unbelievable how that rolled around. It reminded me, and not that it's the same, but it reminded me remember that one time Tiger's ball went right up to the lip, sat there for a couple seconds, and then dropped in.
The best Nike commercial ever.
The Nike logo just sat there. It's just those shots are amazing, and just sit there and go, yeah, that's a high pressure putt. These guys do it all the time. These ladies do it all the time. That's a routine, but she makes that 99 out of 100
right
times.
Right in the middle.
Yeah, doesn't even think twice about it. And she almost pulls it off to the side from that. Just an amazing stat there. Really quick, in college football, we do have an update. I don't know if this is the finale because lawsuits. It seems like you can appeal lawsuits all the way until the
hold on.
So
if you're switching subjects, real quick on the men's tour, it was Jack's tournament up in Columbus.
Yes.
The Memorial, one of those signature events. JT Poston, most people haven't heard of, and Ryan Gerard, most people haven't heard of him. They tied.
Poston, and we know Poston.
I do.
Yeah,
but he's not a household name.
Joe Schmo.
He's not going to be Scotty Scheffler. He's not going to be Rory McIlroy.
Yeah.
But anyway, they tie.
What was their score, by the way?
They were both minus 12.
Okay, so it ended up because
was hard.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. 4 guys were at minus 11. I think it was Saturday when the rains came in, early Sundays, and everybody was complaining how hard this course was. So I was watching it going, but everybody's minus 11, minus 10. How hard can this be?
There ended up being the 2 guys at minus 12, 1 at minus 11, 1 at minus 10, and then you go down. But here's the thing I want to point out. So they're in a playoff, and it goes 2 holes, and J.D. Poston ends up winning. The difference in prize money
for a signature event?
J.D. Poston, by winning the second hole of extra holes, got $4 million. Yeah. And Ryan Gerard, by not.
He got a Chipotle gift card?
He got $2.2 million.
Yeah, those signature events.
$1.8 million difference.
And losing in a playoff.
Yeah.
Any other spot.
Yeah.
And you would combine the 2 and you get half of it.
Yeah.
But not the playoff spot. So he actually gets kind of screwed, right? By the way, 4 Americans led this tournament over the top 4 as well. I don't know if that happens too often. A lot of these Europeans, sneak into that to kind of break it up as well. So
anyway,
but this was a fun little tournament.
Yeah. I've got to golf that course before. It's stunning. It's gorgeous. Yeah, stunning and it's gorgeous and spectacular. The weather's always going to be a thing in Columbus in the summertime. So
yeah, I mean the best part is some guys made the cut. Yeah, this was an amazing thing that I saw also. So you were good enough to make the cut, and a lot of guys cut line was I think +5. It tells you there, like Jordan Spieth missed the cut, Billy Horschel, kind of the names that you would know that kind of missed the cut there and everything like that. Ricky Fowler wasn't even close. He was +17 and missed the cut.
Yeah.
But then you make the cut, right? You do all good and make the cut, and you still finish the tournament +18.
+16.
+16, +13. That's how bad the weather got, where guys were struggling out there at that point. But it was an entertaining. I didn't even think about it on Sunday, but I also went to the movies, but I just lost interest after that big rainstorm.
Yeah, well, I mean, you were probably such a high after that Galaxy of the Medians or whatever that you went to see that you completely forgot about it.
Masters of the Universe. It would have been over by the time I got back home.
Yeah, you went to see a 10:30 movie.
Yeah, about 1:30.
Yeah, it ended at 4.
Oh, our time?
Yeah, 3:30ish. Yeah,
rainstorm. I was like, rainstorm, who cares? Move on with our lives.
It's mandatory minicamp time, Steven.
Well, before we get into that, college football stuff, before we get into the NFL side.
Oh, yeah, your boy.
A new update today, if you have not seen it. A judge in district court in Lubbock County, Texas.
Imagine that.
He's granted an injunction requested by Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby. He's going to be eligible for the 2026 season. The backstory on this is obviously gambling reasons. Went into a gambling rehab place over in
Arizona.
Yeah, Goodyear or something. Ends up just being a house, by the way. That's where he was and everything. NCAA denied the appeal again. They went to court, obviously, and now this judge. I will say this about it because it's easy to do what you do and go, biased courts there in Lubbock County. A judge did recuse himself, who was a Texas Tech donor. He recused himself, and now I believe it went down to 2 judges. One was the Texas A&M, and I think one was a TCU contributing judge.
And I know a lot of people don't think that's a big thing.
Yeah.
But in Texas,
yes,
it is a big thing.
I would actually argue he probably is less favorable. Like, you went from possibly favorable treatment from the Texas Tech guy to Texas Tech gets nothing good if you get the A&M guy, the TCU guy, whatever the other school was on that. So now he cannot play in Texas Tech's first 2 games because that was what his legal team said the punishment should be. So they agreed with that. Said he can't play the first 2. The thing I don't know as of yet, can this still be appealed and move forward is the question.
Yeah, because it definitely seems like this article is saying it's a sure thing that he's playing now.
Yes.
I don't know to be true.
Because it seems to me like you could just appeal it up to the appeals court level and then the federal level. And this can go on forever.
Oh, okay. I just saw part of it. It says the NCAA is expected to appeal the ruling, but the timing of any formal judicial case
it's going to be end of the year.
Would end up being after Texas Tech plays this season.
Yeah, that's a time frame thing now.
Yeah.
So he's going to play this year. Here's what I don't get, Dale. I get it. The NCAA has to say, we can't allow this gambling on his own team. And that's abrasive. They're not even upset on his gambling. It's that he bet on his own team when he was at Indiana, not even playing there. That's what they're most upset about. That's what they want to knock him down on.
Again, and just so people don't understand, he played. According to this, said he placed 40 bets on Indiana football when he was a freshman and was not playing.
Yes.
But
that's the rule that they're saying he should never play again because he bet on his own team. They're not even arguing that his bets over the last 4 years, not on that team, are bad. They're arguing he bet on his own team, and that's why he can't play anymore.
And the one thing about that is the fact that, yes, he bet on his team, I think it was to win or it was in a positive manner, all of them. Mm-hmm. But you're in that practice facility. You know what's going on a little bit there. That does give you an advantage that you and I don't have.
You know who's injured, who's not injured, who's going to play, who's not going to play. Absolutely.
Right. But supposedly he wagered approximately $90,000 on professional and other college sports over 4 years.
Yeah, he was sending money to other people to place bets for him. But they're not arguing that point. They're arguing the Indiana betting side only. That's the reason he's ineligible is because he bet on his own team. And that's where the NCAA is going to lose. I get it. The NCAA needs to defend itself and do all that stuff. But at some point, don't you just go, all right, go play. We're not going to appeal this. We're not going to go through this process and stuff.
He acknowledged placing at least 2,900 bets.
But they were all small bets.
Yeah, but totaling $30,000. Yeah. So basically 3,000 bets.
He bets like me, Dale. He does $5 a bet or something like that. This isn't a guy that's out there betting $10,000 a hand and for each game. He bets like me. That's what I got mostly out of this. I'm like, dude, this guy bets like me. I just put $5 down on stuff, and whatever happens. I'll win $750. Woo!
Yeah, but you'll only lose 5.
Yeah, so it's like. I lose a lot of 5s out there, folks. I can tell you that. So Sorsby is going to be eligible. Okay, so they can't appeal it. It's just the time frame.
Yes,
is why it doesn't matter now. So he's going to miss 2. Oh my God! I mean, Texas Tech is in trouble.
Who are they starting off with? Texas?
Oh my gosh!
Oklahoma?
Well, no, because Texas is weasels and won't.
Well, maybe they'll play him now.
They won't buy him now. Yeah, right. Abilene Christian is their first game, and then they travel to Oregon State.
Okay. Well, we got the vaunted Pac-12
and Abilene
Christian, the Sun Belt.
Who care how much they pray as a religious school? Getting a victory is going to be tough.
Wow.
And that's what his lawyer said as well. So what I've learned in this process, Dale, is when you have a dispute with some, just sue, man. Just sue. Stretch it out.
Well, the thing, they needed an answer because if, in fact, this came back negative for him and he can't play, then he wanted to go into the supplemental
by the end of this month. He'd have to go to supplemental. Well, no, that's my point, though. So he got a favorable one, so he knows he can play.
Right.
But then he's like, all right, well, then now when they appeal this, it won't be seen until December, January.
Right.
So,
fine.
And then it won't matter because I'm going to go pro this year anyway.
Suspend me from NCAA after the season.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, great. I look forward to it. Waste your money, NCAA, because even if you win this, it ain't going to matter to me moving forward. But that's my point, is what I've learned in athletics from high school, from the Chaparral kids that transferred out and all sued, the ones that sued got to play immediately because of hardship reasons. Is the kids from California that came out and went to Mesa Jackrabbits last year, man, just sue. Just stretch it out. It'll stretch out past the time frame you need it to, and you'll get your way. That's what I've learned in this process as well. What a world we live in.
You got it, Steve-O.
I found the caveat here to get what you want, Dale. Just sue and figure out what happens.
Sue and delay.
So tired of lawsuits, man. So tired of it. Yeah, speaking of NFL, mandatory OTAs. Cardinals start today. Josh Weinfuss, of course, ESPN beat writer for your Arizona Cardinals. One of the best guys to follow, to be honest with you, about information from the Cardinals. Jacoby Brissett plans to attend the Cardinals mandatory minicamp. Here's my question. Nobody's saying it, but I almost guarantee you this is a sit-in environment. He's going to show up because he doesn't make a ton of money. The fine schedule, let me see if I can pull
I
it
got
up
the
here.
fine schedule.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you get fined now because these are mandatory,
Yep.
and you can't get it back before they would waive it or give it back to you in your contract. Keep in mind, he's only guaranteed $1.5 million. His contract's for $4.6 million. If he misses any of these mandatory OTAs, what's his fine?
Well, one day is 17,986. That's
18,000.
17,000.
Yeah, we'll round up.
2 days, 35,900.
Now that's the second day number, or is that both?
It just
days?
says 2 days.
Okay.
The third.
No. It goes from 18 to 35. Yeah. So yeah.
3 days,
Not added.
53,900.
Yeah.
And if you add it up, entire minicamp missed $107,000.
Yeah. A lot of money for a guy that's arguing he needs more
Because
money.
before this last collective bargaining agreement, he would get a new contract, or the team could waive those fines.
Yeah.
Can't do that anymore.
And the other side is you just show up and you stand on the sideline, refuse to participate. You just stand there and stuff to that effect is what you do.
I just can't imagine that.
What, showing up and not doing anything?
Yeah.
Well, he's out of shape. He doesn't want to be stretched out. He just got to run on the bike, or walk on the treadmill or whatever. Study the playbook.
According to that argument, that article, supposedly Gardner Minshew, the second, looks very comfortable leading the offense.
That's what you're going to hear now. Oh, my God, this offense can be run by Minshew. Bigley's starting that crap right now. Just cut him and just go with Minshew for the first games and stuff like that. I don't know. People are like, well, you're going to see what Carson Beck has this year, folks. You have to. By drafting Carson Beck in the third round with the quarterback draft that's coming up, you have to see if Carson Beck's your guy or not. You cannot go through this year and only play Carson Beck in 3 ball games at the end of the year and say you can make a definitive decision on the man or not. You have to see him in more. In my opinion, it's 12 or 13 games you've got to see him in to get a grasp of how if he can improve during the season, if he's getting the offense, if he's seeing the defensive roles and stuff like that. So I don't understand what we're even doing here with all this stuff. I just don't get it at all.
Well, remember, it's June.
It's the Cardinals.
June
Remember
8th?
that. Here, but go
June
ahead.
8th?
Yeah, June 8th, yeah.
What else are there to talk about?
I know. Well, we can talk about Max Kepler being signed by the Diamondbacks and the rife in the locker room. Like we did earlier.
That gets old.
Think it's going to die down anytime soon? That's the problem with it. We could have waited a week and it would still be a story out there. But we've been on the forefront of that story, so kind of a big deal around here. But here's the bigger thing. Josh Sweat show up
Yeah, there's been no conversation. And he's making a lot more than Jacoby Brissett is.
He can lose $100,000 and not blink twice.
Yeah.
What does that tell you if Josh Sweat doesn't show up today?
That he's more serious than I think a lot of people think.
Yeah, I think people. Well, Ian Rappaport last week came out and said, I know there's rumors of him going to Green. He's not being traded to anybody, is what Ian Rappaport said. He got that floated from the Cardinals. I guarantee you.
Oh, yeah.
Cardinals were like, we're not trading him under any circumstance. I will still tell you, I believe Josh Sweat is traded by training camp or around training camp time frame is where he's going to get traded.
You think?
Stuff like that. I think it's still coming. I just don't. The Cardinals have no reason to say he doesn't want to be here. They can still put the good shoes on it, but by him not coming out. But if he doesn't show up today, even just to stand on the sideline, that tells you he's serious. Because otherwise, you're going to cost yourself money to not show up. That tells me he's serious on not wanting to play for this team. It's one thing to do it for a voluntary. It's one thing to keep your mouth shut in the off season. It's another thing to go, I'm going to cost myself $100,000 to sit at home. Why are you doing that? When you could just show up and stand on the sideline and not do anything. Why would you do that to yourself?
He hasn't even been mentioned as not showing up.
That's my point.
And
that's my
I
point.
frankly kind of forgot about it.
Or showing up. If he was announced that he's showing up or the Cardinals flirted, I'll put it this way. The Cardinals said Jacoby Brissett's showing up. Somebody put that out there. He's going to show up. Nobody has said it about Josh Sweat at all.
That's true.
To me, that's the bigger news in this story than Jacoby Brissett.
Well,
Jacoby Brissett's a veteran for a long time. He's been on a bunch of offenses. He's going to learn this offense quick. I'm not worried about that at all. He can show up in August, and I would be less worried about Brissett learning this offense than I would anybody else.
I mean, he's already shown he can win one game with full training camp.
Okay. That narrative drives me nuts. And now I'm going to sound like I'm a Jacoby Brissett homer.
Yeah.
Which I like him a lot, but he's not a guy you want as your starter for the whole season. Same thing with Gardner Minshew. You want him to go in for 2, 3, 4 games and then get the hell out of there.
Yeah, maybe they could just alternate starts.
Yeah, put Carson back in there, one of the two. But my problem with that narrative is that offense looked pretty dang good moving up and down the field with Brissett.
He did have some decent stats. The defense let him down for sure.
And stuff to that effect. So, yeah, you only won one game, but I hate that narrative. I've always hated it where the quarterback gets all the blame and gets all the, they won. Yeah, but your defense had to do a last-minute stand because the quarterback throws an interception to get the win. But the quarterback gets credit for it. Oh, the quarterback won that game. The defense won that game. And it drives me nuts on that narrative. But that's the thing to look for today. Does Josh Sweat show up? If he doesn't show up, you're setting the message now of I don't want to be there anymore. It's serious today if he's not there. If he shows up, maybe you can go with those rumors that maybe he's just angling for more money. A lot of guys will do that too, right? Not going to show up, not going to communicate. I'm going to float. I want to be traded. How many times did Myles Garrett do that in Cleveland?
Yeah, I want to go play for a winner. Oh, we'll give you more money?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I'll go back to Cleveland. No biggie. It is an amazing thing. So watch for Josh Sweat today. NBA talk. Tonight, of course, Game 3. This is going to be an interesting game to me. One, no team has ever come back. Now, only 2 teams have done it. Come back from being 0-2 down and losing both the first 2 games on your home floor. The thing I did not factor into this series that I now regret, Spurs youth is hurting them late in these games. The inexperience is hurting them late in these games.
They turned the ball over a lot more than I thought they did.
Especially late in the game.
I mean, when they had a chance there towards the end and Wemby gets the ball and he passes it to the back of one of his teammates.
They were unsure. I saw a slow-mo replay of a different angle of that, and they were unsure of whether to call a timeout or to push it with 12 seconds to go. And then he ends up throwing it to the back of the guy because he was waiting for the ball, and then all of a sudden Wemby didn't pass it to him, so he put his arms down and just starts running, and that's when Wemby passes it. But even that pass was like this slow, weak, unsure pass on top of it. I didn't even factor in the youth inexperience on the Spurs. And that's what's killing them right now.
But
that's what's killing them, Dale.
See, I did think about that, and I did mention that, but it didn't affect them against Oklahoma City.
No, but
and Oklahoma City was the defending champions.
Here's what I think is going to happen tonight. You're going to see the opposite happen. The pressure, the Spurs were at home for the first 2 games as a young team. Now the Spurs are on the road. They don't have to worry about family members and all this other stuff. It's just we're in a hotel. We're learning basketball. We just got to show up, play some basketball tonight. Whereas the Knicks now, right there at home, president's showing up tonight. It's going to be harder to get into the stadium. Fans are spending $10,000 a ticket to sit upper level in the corner up there with the cobwebs. There's a fan that paid $10,000 to sit on top of James Dolan's cameras that spy on everybody up there. The pressure on the Knicks tonight is going to be outrageous. Spurs got to take advantage of it.
I cannot wait to see the atmosphere. I mean, again, since 1999 that they've been in the finals, but since 72 since they won a championship. Or 73.
73, yeah. And they're up 2-0. These next two games in New York are going to be rabid.
Well, for sure, too. I think.
Well, depends what the series is for that third one. Yeah. If it's tied 2-2, you're going to see a little less rabidity there. But if they're up 3-1, you're going to see it go crazy. That's why I say at least 2. Is because it's going to depend where we stand for that Game 5, if Game 5 even happens. I think you're going to see the Spurs be a little bit more relaxed tonight.
Wouldn't it be funny if Trump showed up in a Spurs jersey?
This is going to be fascinating to see. This is just like a mental of two teams that haven't been there. Here's the other thing to think about, man. I've seen a lot of people talk about this. The Dallas Mavericks at one time had Jalen Brunson and Luka Doncic on their team. And now they're both just boop. They were like, we're not going to match Brunson. You have fun out there. And wherever you sign for your big money. He is such a solid player.
As good as he is, nobody in their right mind thought he would become this. I think everybody thought he'd be a 15, 16 point, a solid starting guard in the NBA for 10 years, not 25 point a game stalwart.
The cornerstone of that team. Even when the Spurs messed up, he's like when he threw that ball into the back of that player, everybody else is just defending their guy down the line. He sees the pass happen. Like, you can watch his eyes. He sees the pass starting to happen, and he looks over and sees him not looking at him. And so he starts running up there, knowing in case the ball is something he could go get, and he goes and gets fouled, and then takes the lead. And it's just an amazing thing. He's like just seeing things out there.
He's unbelievable. Again, he's 6'1", and he plays like he's 6'8".
Yeah.
But the other guy that's again shocked me, because a year ago in New York, Karl Anthony Towns, he was a selfish guy.
Well, that was all the narratives in Minnesota. Yeah. Another reason to hate Minnesota. They try to ruin Cat's career.
And he played a little bit like that a year ago.
He did, yeah.
And this year, now he's standing out the key. He's getting 6, 7, 8 assists a game.
He is solely responsible for Wemby struggling in this series.
Yeah, and he's making Wemby think too much. Yeah. He's physical. He can move. The Knicks, here we are blowing them up, and we're going to come in tomorrow and go.
No, I'm telling you. I told you what's going to happen tonight.
The Spurs win by 25.
I told you it's going to. I think the Knicks are going to melt under this pressure tonight, man. I don't know how you don't. It's a basketball arena. They're going to be literally on top of them. And then you've been sitting at home all weekend long on top of it, watching the news and getting the alerts, going to practice, going, all right, President's going to be here. We have all these walls up now. All of this stuff, your family members are calling. People going, can I get in your suite? Remember me from junior high? Let's get in. Can I get in your suite? All of that stuff is happening.
Coach Clark's calling Steve.
Oh, by the way, when I was at the Rattlers game last time, at that stadium, they have plaques of coaches. And I swear to God, Dale, I'm just walking. And I look to my left, and Coach Clark plaque is right there, right in front of my face. I swear to God, it was so funny. From Dobson High, the guy I make fun of all the time.
But where were you at?
The Rattlers game over there at
Glendale Arena.
Yeah, they have like a high school Hall of Fame coaches. And I swear to God, I'm just walking, and I look to my left. Only plaque I see, Coach Clark.
And you didn't take a picture, put it out on Twitter?
So I almost did. All right, last thing, NHL. We get a day off tonight on NHL, but my God, what a series this is. Even if you're not a hockey fan, if you're not watching this, I don't know what to tell you.
What was Vegas up 4-0 and then ended up losing 5-4?
Yeah. So two amazing things happened in this game. Well, several amazing things happened, but fastest hat trick in Stanley Cup final history. Mitch Marner scored 3 goals. Well, he scored 2. The Carolina guy scored the third one, but still, he gets credit for it. 6 minutes and 10 seconds, minutes of game time in the second period. Scored all 3 in the second period. Also, Knights, everything was going wrong for Carolina in that second, and then the third started. Then Carolina scores 3 goals to tie it up. Fastest 3-goal score by one team in the Stanley Cup final game. 39 seconds is what it took to score 3 goals for them. The previous mark, 56 seconds, set by the Canadiens in 1954. So then you've got it now. Then they score again right away a couple minutes later, so that makes it 4-3. Then the Knights score to tie it up. Then we get overtime. Then we get double overtime on top of it. Oh, they score. Vegas scores because the puck bounces off the boards in the back, takes a weird bounce, goes off the goaltender's skate, and pops into the net. Just unbelievable what this series is doing here. It's so much fun. I cannot wait for the next game out there.
So right now, Vegas leads 2-1. The next game will be tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night in Vegas.
Again on ABC.
Well, I have no problem watching it on ESPN. So here's the thing. Teams that take a 3-1 series lead own an all-time record of 38-1. That's obviously like a 974 percentage. I got that from Yahoo. I did not calculate that. But 38-1 if you take a 3-1 lead.
Okay.
If you trail 2-1, you've won 4 of the past 5 game 4s as visitors on top of it. Something's got to give here. This is a big game for the Knights. You win this, you're winning a Stanley Cup. You lose this game, like the last 4 out of 5 says you're going to, I think we're going to see a back-and-forth series here.
Yeah.
Coming up here. I do think they have a really good chance. This is an amazing – it's just the ebb and flows. Like the most goals scored in history of the final as well in terms of overall goals. And it's funny, too, because this was a 0-0 game after first period. Then it's 3-0 after the end of second. And then it's 4-4 at the end of and you're just like, what is happening right now?
And just, again, I'm a novice to this. I'm following it a little bit more now. But the fact that a 4-zip lead in hockey is not like a 15-point lead in the NBA.
You do not lose it very often.
I'd love to see the stats on that, how many playoff games a team's been up 4-0 and go on to lose.
I mean, it's just this is what's amazing. I sit here and watch this game 2. The Knights got a goal disallowed because of goaltender interference. They're going to call what they called on the ice. I personally feel it was loose, but they called it what it is, and I understand why they called it. In this game, the Knights scored 2 goals in the first period. Both called back. One for offsides, one for goaltender interference. Both right calls here. And what I'm getting at here is as I watch these games, they're super close at the end, whether the Knights win or the Carolina win. Super close at the end. But to me, it's like the Knights are right there, ready to break these. Those calls are going to stop not going their way. And I'm not saying the refs are going to start calling it badly. Those mistakes are going to get cleaned up. And I feel like Carolina right now is just flirting with luckiness that they were offsides, that they hit the goaltender, that type of stuff.
Right.
And to me, it's like, okay, the Knights are the better team here, but they're fighting and clawing to win these games. And I'm just sitting here going, at some point, the Knights are going to figure out how to stay on side, how to not to do goaltender interference, and then they're blowing these games out 6. It would have been 6-0.
Well, I was
or 5-0 at that point. Yeah.
But scoring 6 goals, that's crazy.
And so I'm watching this series like, man, this could break here for NBA. But at the same time, you got to give Carolina credit for what they're doing out. This is just so much fun. I can't wait till tomorrow night. Forget about tonight. Let's just fast forward. The only reason I'm even interested in this NBA game tonight is just because I cannot imagine the pressure that these Knicks players are going to feel. Not just once the game starts. They woke up today feeling that pressure of what they are about to walk into tonight. This is going to be an amazing thing.
I would say that it's
handles.
probably going to be a little hard. They went and did their shoot around probably right now Eastern time. They're maybe just finishing
it up. Go take a nap now.
Now, are you really going to be able to take a nap? It's not a game in March against the Suns.
You're going to be thinking about that as a coaching staff, do you bring it up? You almost have to.
I think you have to discuss, hey, there's going to be extra hoopla. Everybody
guys,
knows that.
Yeah, take a deep breath. Yeah. Everybody relax. If we go down early, just keep in mind we just got to get past that first. I always say that on road teams in these types of games. You got to withstand that first jolt from the whole team, where they're up 15 points or whatever. Right. You got to just hang on through that. Then everything will settle down. I almost feel like that's for the Knicks tonight. The Knicks coaches need to be saying, guys, no matter what happens at the beginning of this game, just take a deep breath. Doesn't matter if we're down by 30, just take a deep breath. It'll settle down after a certain amount of time, and we just got to wave that. We got to get through that first part. That's the home team. It's going to be fast. And now watch the Knicks will come out and win by 30. If they do, I'll be the most impressive win ever. Because I'm sorry, the pressure on them tonight. And playing in a Super Bowl is a lot of pressure, I'm sure, right now. A lot of hope, a lot of hype and stuff. But you're on a neutral field. The Knicks are leaving their shoot around today, right? And just that whole downtown area has got to be nuts.
And you just know there's going to be 18,000, 19,000 screaming idiots out there. Oh.
They canceled the watch party because the president's going to be there, so that's going to sell. But, I mean, and then going back to the game later on tonight, whenever you show up, everybody's taking the day off and just hanging out down there, yelling. They're New Yorkers, so they're just, they're being rude to everybody, but being polite at the same time, To you and me, they're being rude, but to them, they're like, hey, buddy, what's up? Hey, go F yourself. Hey, go F yourself. And you and I are like, fight. And they're like, all right, buddy, see you later. We'll be climbing that pole over there together later on. That's not a euphemism. Literally be climbing that pole. I'm looking forward to this, man. I'm looking forward to tomorrow night, Dale. It's exciting times around here. We get a day out. I mean, here's the good news, Dale. I'm just going to look for the Diamondback statement later on when they say they're giving Marte the day off because he's sore. They don't help him. They don't help him at all with his announcements on why he's out. Just say he needed a veteran day off. Stop saying
his body's sore.
Stop saying it. Oh. Yeah. Robert says, who are the NCAA lawyers of Jackie Childs from Seinfeld? Lack of money is the problem for the NCAA, as they can't. The Texas Tech has more powerful lawyers than the NCAA has. Let's put it that way.
Not put it past them.
It's the same thing with the AIA, right, in high school.
Yep.
Parents can hire more prolific lawyers than what the AIA can hire as well. Robert also says cars will be able to stink with or without sweat. Might as well get something for him. That I tend to agree with. You're not going to win in the next 3 years with sweat, so get some for him.
Well, what are you going to get for him?
That's my point. Yeah. Do you trust you're going to get a 4th-round pick, Dale?
I think it would. I think that's very reasonable, Steve.
I think it's a ridiculous joke, but that's all you're going to get for him. I'm not saying you should get more for him. I'm saying not specifically for him, but I think for what he does with his sack totals and a favorable contract, you should get something better than a 4th, shouldn't you?
Well, but the thing is, there's some people out there go, well, look what Cleveland got.
I don't believe it. Yeah, you're not getting that. Hey, do the Rams want Sweat for a Stafford for a year or two? Well, we take Stafford for a year or two.
Yeah. Get out. Now you're just delirious. Let's get out of here.
I'm turning into the fans.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, we can get Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen for Jason Kidd. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Have a great Monday night.